So many of us are drawn to this beautiful idea of turning a loved one's ashes into a living memorial. Maybe a tree, a garden, or a favorite plant. It just feels like the perfect way to continue their story, right? Transforming loss into new life. But as we're about to find out, there's a really crucial piece of science that we have to understand to make that wish a reality. And this quote just captures the feeling perfectly, doesn't it? It's this incredibly powerful belief that we can return someone we love to nature and let them become part of something that grows and flourishes. It's a way to stay connected, to really see life go on. So yeah, the whole idea of creating a living memorial, it's just so deeply meaningful. Picking out a specific tree or a flower that they loved becomes this powerful act of remembrance. It's a way to honor that special bond that really hasn't ended at all. And it's such a human thing to feel, isn't it? When you're faced with that absence, you look for presence, something tangible you can actually care for, visit, and watch grow. This kind of living tribute can be a really unique and healing way to process grief and keep a memory alive. But there's a catch.
And this is where things get a little tricky. While the intention is just so pure and beautiful, the actual science of what happens when you put raw ashes into the soil, well, it presents a real and pretty unexpected challenge.
So here you have it, the huge difference between what we hope for and what actually happens. We tend to think of ashes as something natural, almost like a fertilizer. But the truth is, it's the complete opposite. Raw cremation ashes can actually damage the soil and stop plants from growing altogether. It's a pretty shocking fact that goes against everything we assume. Okay, so why? What is going on here? The answer is hiding in the chemistry of the ashes themselves. See, the cremation process completely changes their chemical makeup, making them basically incompatible with the delicate balance of nature. So let's break down why. We're basically looking at three main problems here: the pH level, the salt content, and the simple biology of the ashes. Honestly, any one of these on its own would be enough to really stress out or even kill a plant. But put them all together and you've created an environment where a new life really struggles to start. First up, let's talk pH. Healthy soil is usually a little acidic, or right in the middle, neutral. Well, cremation ashes have a pH of around 11.8. To put that into perspective, that is extremely alkaline. We're talking about the same level as household bleach. That intense alkalinity literally locks up the good nutrients in the soil, so the plant can't absorb them, no matter how rich the soil around it is. It's essentially starving. Next up, sodium, or, salt. The ashes have at least 200 times more salt than what most plants can even handle. 200 times! Think about it. That high concentration of salt is just plain toxic to plant roots. It completely dehydrates them and, well, kills the plant. And finally, we have the sterility problem. Unlike rich organic compost that's teeming with life, ashes are inorganic. They don't have any of those good microbes that break things down. That means they just don't decompose. In fact, over time, when they get wet, they can harden into a solid, almost cement-like chunk under the ground, physically blocking roots from growing. And you might think, well, at least there are some nutrients in there, right? And there are, but they're totally out of whack. The ashes are high in things like calcium and potassium, but they're missing other critical stuff. This crazy imbalance can actually do more harm than good, messing with a plant's ability to do basic things like photosynthesis. Okay, so I know that all sounds pretty discouraging, I get it. But here is the good news. The story absolutely does not end there. Understanding the problem is always the first step to finding the solution. And thankfully, science gives us a way to bridge that gap between our beautiful intention and the reality of nature. That dream of a living memorial, it is 100% still possible. It just needs one crucial step in between. We can actually neutralize the harmful chemistry of the ashes and transform them from something toxic into something that can truly help support new life. And the process is actually way more straightforward than you might think. So you start by picking out the perfect memorial plant, then you just combine the ashes with a special organic mixture. You might see it called a soil amendment kit, and it's specifically designed to counteract that high pH and all that salt. Once it's all blended, you can safely mix the treated ashes right into the soil, and you're ready to plant your living tribute. So what this science really allows for is a true new beginning. By taking the time to fix those chemical imbalances, we can safely and successfully make that deep-seated wish of reuniting a loved one with nature come true. And this is what it's all about. With one simple, scientific step, that memorial becomes everything you always wanted it to be, a living, breathing symbol of a special life. This is how the circle of life can truly continue, turning a place of remembrance into a place of thriving, beautiful new growth. So the key takeaway here is that this knowledge really empowers us to honor our loved ones in a way that is both beautiful and sustainable. By understanding the science, we can make choices that ensure a living memorial will genuinely live on for years and years to come. So the question left for you is, how will you choose to let their love grow?